the Federal Reserve, which has been talking about ending QT and maybe going back to QE and lowering rates. But what they did when no one was looking is they injected $125 billion into the repo market. And they call it in an effort to ease funding stress, right? Which I don't believe, and I'll tell you why in a second.
Okay.
First of all, an injection of that kind of money, 125 billion in a few days, is crisis-like behavior. And it's pretty much on par with what we would have saw when Lehman Brothers collapsed in the great financial crisis in 2018, and almost exactly what we saw during the 2019 repo blowout, where the overnight lending rates went up over 10%. First of all, for people to understand, the repo market is the plumbing of the financial system. It's where banks lend to each other literally overnight. And this keeps everything flowing. Normally, this market is quiet, and that means everything is working. You never hear about it. But when the Fed suddenly steps in with huge amounts of cash, uh, it's the equivalent of hearing a loud banging noise inside your walls whenever you turn the water on. Something isn't flowing right. But what makes all of this really concerning to me, Jay, which is so different than the 2019 issue and the 2008 issue, in both of those issues, they call it a liquidity problem,
Mm-hmm.
right? The banks didn't have enough money and they needed liquidity. The Fed had to come in and provide liquidity. And that's exactly what we saw back then. This is not a we're out of money problem right now because the banks have twice the amount of money that they did on their balance sheets
Hmm.
in 2008 and again in